Welcome to another episode of Swole Sainthood. This is a show where I jump in on a workout set with some really cool Catholic dude and we talk about faith, theology, business, politics, and how to grow closer to Christ. As someone said on my last video, this is the fitness version of Pints with Aquinas. I was so excited I got to work out with this guest. This was actor, political commentator, and recent convert to the faith, Bradens. And this episode is jam-packed of craziness. We talk about music, anime, but more importantly, things like his conversion into the church, why he became Catholic, and how God took away his pornography attraction. Needless to say, this is a great video. If you like it, subscribe.
So how long have you been working out? Because you're huge.
I started when I was 16.
Okay.
My girlfriend at the time broke up with me, and then I found out she cheated on me.
No!
And I was like, now I'll show her.
No!
And it didn't work. The girls weren't interested. The more muscle I put on, the more guys came up to me.
Exactly.
They're like, yo, bro, you look big.
Yeah, unfortunately, only straight guys actually like the big muscles. It's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a problem I'm fine with having because I like muscles. But yeah, so I started when I was 16. We always had a home gym and my dad always wanted me to work out, but I never really did. I don't know why, I just didn't have interest.
Fair enough.
And then when I got broken up with, I was like, all right, fine, this is where I start. And so I started watching Hercules in our home gym. And that was the first thing.
Which Hercules though?
The Kevin Sorbo
with
one.
your dad, okay, yeah.
I'd never seen it before, believe it or not.
Really?
To this day, I haven't seen Andromeda fully.
Wow.
I've seen a couple episodes, but I also don't watch a lot of TV.
Not gonna lie, I think the only thing I've seen him in is God's Not Dead.
Fair. And Soul Surfer, probably.
He's in Soul Surfer?
He saves the girl's life. That's his
Really?
life. Yeah, he plays the
I
best friend's dad.
didn't even realize that. Okay, there we go.
So fun fact, they actually filmed that scene in the same spot Bethany was attacked.
Really?
So they were all sitting out there on the water. They're going, all right, no one's going to say it, but like we're all thinking it, right?
Yeah,
like,
we're like, take two, please no.
Literally.
That's
you ready to
crazy. Yeah, let's do this.
go? All right, we'll get
All
started.
right, where are we rolling?
I don't know.
What do we do
I'm
first?
gonna look. I think what we'll do is we'll start with bench press.
Bench press? Cool. It's over in the corner.
What about this one?
Where's movement?
Huh?
This is just like our wide corner shot.
No. I meant, what about this bench here?
Oh, you want?
I meant barbell, not dumbbell.
So, no lie. With
bad lighting?
No. With I don't care about lighting.
Oh, okay.
With there we go. That's perfect. With my home, the gym in my apartment has like nothing, so I don't think I've ever done this.
Really?
Ever.
Let me see. For starters,
Yeah. Walk me through.
we're gonna flat bench.
Okay.
I've
done like dumbbells, but I've never done barbell.
Okay. I personally absolutely love barbell bench press.
Walk me through it.
It is one of my favorite. Hello?
You're getting so excited right now. This is
How do I-
hilarious.
Spring pin must be fully engaged. Oh, there we go. We don't need this.
Oh, gotcha.
We die like men under the barbell.
Understood.
Yes. There we go.
Okay. So walk me through how we're doing this.
For starters,
Okay.
we're gonna have to move this down just because it's way too high for us.
Understood.
But let's see. This is.
What do you have it on? 209?
Ouch. I think so. I feel like this looks fine, right?
Yeah.
I may have just done it. One try. So we'll bring this up.
Cool.
I usually personally love incline press, but my
Okay.
new program has me doing flat bench, which is still
Got it.
great for you. But so we're under.
Yep.
It's here. Shoulder blades are tucked in. And some people will arch, like if you look at my back, there's a slight arch. I don't arch that much. I flatten it.
Does it help at all, or?
Yes.
Okay.
It helps, especially if you're lifting for competitions. But then it's shoulders in,
Copy.
elbows up and over, and you're just down.
Fingers under.
So other people have preferences. Some go over. They have a death grip. They want it to slip out and fall.
I hate that.
Other
I'm not
people
doing
grip
that.
like this. This
Okay.
is the most common way. And this is where I'll typically stick at
Gotcha.
for when I'm actually...
And then it's just pump.
Yep. So the whole time you're down here, you should feel a stretch like right in this area, in this part of your
Of course.
pec.
Yeah.
And then when you press up, you want to squeeze your pecs together to get as much blood flow as possible.
Gotcha.
In fact-
okay, that's not bad.
What I'll do
Not bad.
is, I think we can lift this up one more,
Okay.
just to make it a little easier for the lift-offs. There. We're good?
I think so. There we go.
Nice.
Cool.
And then we'll pull this back a tiny bit. There. Good.
Cool.
So go for it.
All right. First time. Let's do this.
You got it.
Okay.
So
How far out?
pull whatever's comfortable for you. It's
Right.
personal preference.
Okay.
I love using this ring as a guide point. So some people go an inch in, some people use their pinky, their
Interesting.
ring
Okay,
finger,
cool.
whatever feels comfortable for you. But when you're going out, when you come down, pull your shoulder blades together almost.
Oh, I see.
So your whole movement
Oh, yep.
So bring it down here instead of closer to you want to bring it across the base of your chest.
Oh, gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Understood.
Because if you have a lot of weight on and you bring it towards your neck, you're gonna,
kill yourself.
crush your own trachea.
No, this is the theme of today. We don't want anyone suffocating.
No,
I can feel it
death.
just pulling completely. That's great.
Yes.
Oh, that feels amazing.
So that's why I love this. We'll jump up
Okay, what are we doing?
to.
What do you think I can do?
What do I think you can do? I don't know.
what do you
Didn't
think
you
I-
hit chest yesterday? You said.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
I normally do like 45s on an incline.
Okay.
with
So this
dumbbells.
bar weighs 45 pounds as is.
Okay, cool. So if we
So it's
add,
a
like,
great
40
starting point.
Oh, perfect. So if we add, well, no, 245s.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
No,
yeah.
the bar itself weighs
Okay,
45
so I can throw
pounds.
another like 45 on here and be fine.
Probably.
Okay, cool.
You want to warm up a little more though? We'll
Copy.
just get because it's form wise. So we'll throw a
Understood.
25 on. And this one will be, yeah,
Everyone's gonna be like, I thought this was a theology talk. We're getting there.
yeah.
We're getting there. Do we need clamps or not?
No, I don't use them.
All right. Respect.
Maybe our cameraman will join us for a set in a little. But we're up.
Nice. Okay, I see you.
So when you go back,
Yeah,
it might be a little sacrilege. Just launch it back.
copy.
It's catching
Just
the
get it
thing.
off.
You need to get it, yeah. So before you push up on the bar, make sure that it's back and down.
Back and down.
So you want your traps together and down.
Oh,
You want
gotcha,
your
gotcha,
back
gotcha.
to be tight. Like your
okay.
lats need to be engaged. So then,
So you're pretty much just cutting your shoulder blades together.
yep,
Okay.
and then lift off and push up. And then bring it over and down.
Oh yeah.
So keep it in the middle. Yeah, you're good, just like that. And done.
Ooh, that feels manly. That's the only way I can describe that.
Right?
That's fantastic.
It's
That's
fantastic.
so cool.
Okay. Fantastic.
Okay, so you started working out in your home gym, watching your dad buff his head.
Exactly.
It's a little weird, but we'll accept it.
Exactly. It's just one of those things. And yeah, it sort of took off ever since. I mean, we moved from California after the wildfires in 2018
Gotcha.
that devastated Malibu. 3 of my neighbors lost their house on
You
our.
put 45,
Yep.
35.
3 of our neighbors lost their house on our little cul-de-sac.
Wow.
Our house actually should have been burnt. So the cul-de-sac was set in a way that the first house got burnt. It skipped over ours and burnt our neighbor.
Wow.
We had on 3 sides of the house, within 3 feet, flames came by. The walls were actually singed.
If you were a Catholic at that time, I'd be like, do you have a Mary statue in the front or what?
No
Like, that's some
Mary
miraculous stuff, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly. I wasn't Catholic at the time, so it was all just luck that God looked down on me.
Yup.
God was like, all right, I'll get you guys. You're good.
Respect, respect.
Exactly. So, yeah, it was maybe when I was 18 or so that I really started to take it seriously.
Yeah.
And even still, I wasn't at a point in my life where I felt good with
What do
it.
you mean?
Like I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't actually. The most I was doing was taking care of myself at the gym.
So you were just there lifting.
Yeah, but I
Gotcha.
didn't actually know anything about it.
Oh, jeez.
And rack.
Yep. Man, that 20 extra. Oh, it's 220. Okay, yeah.
So you added another 40 pounds to the total. So that was
I feel confident doing 3 with that. Okay.
135 pounds.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not at all. I'll jump up to
Add another 25.
I don't know what I want to do. Let's add a 35. I'll
Okay.
make this my first set.
I see you. I see you.
We'll feel good. Coach, if you're watching this, I'm not following program. I'm sorry. He is gonna watch this because he's Orthodox. We're working on him.
Okay.
But he's Orthodox.
So then we'll hit your set and then while I'm going, I'll get that question. So you're starting to work out
Yeah.
and you're just like, I need to take care of myself better. I need to take the next step.
Yeah.
Oof.
Pretty much.
Was that kind of the catalyst into, because at that point you weren't Catholic at all, and that's like recent, like you're popping in at Easter this year. Welcome home. By the way, welcome home. About time.
No, literally.
It was that kind of like a catalyst for you? You're like, I want something spiritually that's also propelling me? Or like, what was the process that puts you through into
into
Now.
Catholicism.
Yeah.
So a very good friend of mine, now when I first moved to Florida is when I really started taking working out seriously because
Okay.
I made friends in the gym. And so we were all dieting, we were all working out together, we were all holding each other accountable, fraternity.
Of course.
The importance of brothers. You know?
Amen.
And he's a Seventh-day Adventist. And so one day we were talking and he starts going on this rant about how the Catholic Church is the whore of Babylon
Yep.
and the Antichrist
Yep.
from Revelation and all this stuff. And I was like, all right,
You're like,
I
well,
know that
now I'm
they-
interested.
I know that
Okay.
they worship Mary and drink wine or whatever, but
Yeah.
whatever, like I didn't think that much about it. So his statements made me start looking into it.
Really?
And in looking into it, not only did I prove him obviously wrong, but I proved my own misconceptions to be incorrect.
Really? What was the biggest thing, as I'm popping this, what was the biggest thing as you're reading through all this stuff and you're like, getting rid of all your preconceptions? What was the thing you were like, oh, wait, shoot, this actually makes a lot of sense and I
Hold on,
vibe
before
with
you
this.
lift,
Yeah.
I will lift off with you so
Copy.
you get it over. So just give me a 3, 2, 1.
Respect. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Good?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think I can do the 40s. Can we switch back to the 35s?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to make sure I got good form, not just...
No, don't hurt yourself. That's the goal. Remember to stay safe. Shoot, one of the biggest ones for me.
Yeah, what was that thing that you're like, oh, this hit me?
Well, I have always had an ego.
Okay.
I've always been, you know, class clown, like center of attention. That was my whole thing.
3, 2, 1.
Good. So just control it. There, better.
Oh, I need to activate.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much easier.
Not if you're talking.
Fair.
Go for one more.
Yep.
Nice. We'll just put the 45 back on top
Cool.
of this.
On
I'll
top.
stay
All right.
here for my weight.
Copy.
The biggest thing for me was the Eucharist and then the papacy.
Really?
Those
The
two.
biggest ones were the ones you're like, I like this.
No, the biggest ones were like, if this is right and I'm wrong, I'm screwed. I need to remedy it.
Okay, fair.
It was more so, if the Eucharist is actually the body and blood of Christ, and I take Jesus literally in John 6:50
Yep.
and onward,
Yep.
the only lesson where he lost disciples over, right? The only teaching where they're like, what do you mean? And he goes, eat
Did
me.
I stutter?
And they're like, whoa. Yeah, no, literally. He's like, did I stutter? He just kept repeating himself. That actually made people walk away. If he wasn't being serious there, and then obviously in all of the Gospels, this is my body, this is my blood,
Yep.
shed and broken for you. If that was wrong, then no big deal.
Yeah.
But if he's right,
And you don't.
if he's right, then when Paul writes in 1 Corinthians, he says, those who take communion in an unworthy manner drink condemnation upon themselves.
Amen.
I'm not saved. I'm screwed.
Jeez,
That's pretty much it. And I was
bro.
having a discussion with a friend of mine, and he said, you have to be okay saying that I'm a heretic because I know all these things that you know and I still don't believe it. And I'm like, I'll call you that. I will. Like, I love you. You're my bro.
So you almost Pascal wagered yourself into Catholicism. You're like, if this is wrong, then okay, no big deal. I have like 30 other denominations I can go with. But if this is right, I have to go here.
Yes.
Man.
And I realized it was right. The same thing with the papacy. Well, I was just talking about that with our cameraman and Cameron.
Yeah,
Today
yeah.
We were playing pool and we were talking. And one of the points that we brought up was what we talked about on the round table was, if you don't have a pope, you're your own pope. And
Yep.
this was a conclusion I came to before I even heard it really formulated. And
Yeah.
I was doing it wrong because I didn't know. But I was like, one of the most prideful things we could do as humans is say to God, I know how you want to be translated. I know
Amen.
what you want.
Yeah.
I'll do it myself. That's one of the most prideful things that I can do.
So
as a
you were
human.
like, if I'm an ego guy, I shouldn't go with the thing that tells me you got it.
Yeah.
Cool, but you're like, I shouldn't go with the thing that tells me, oh yeah, just make it up for yourself. You're like, that's bad for me.
Literally.
That's so crazy, man. Honestly though, mad respect for you noticing that even and being like, I have my own issues and I shouldn't go into something that's like feeding into those issues. I should go with something that challenges me. Damn, bro. There we go. Nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. It was like one of those situations where, and I think that we can both look and see that there's a big return to Catholicism and
100%.
Orthodoxy with guys.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
Because, like we talked about on the round table, guys love logic, reason, and order. We were rational human beings. Not nearly the same level of emotion as women, which
Nope.
isn't a bad thing.
No.
But there's a reason why we're coming back to the logic and order of the church.
I think it's also like this, and this is gonna sound really weeb of me, but like it's this samurai mentality of like, no, you suck, order, honor, strength, power, like using it for a good. Like to me, all the guys I talk to, that's what they love. They're like, I like being challenged to such a high degree that I'm told, you suck, get control of yourself. That's crazy.
That's what made me quit porn, was I saw a sermon and it said, and now I say it to other guys, roughly, where you'll never be deserving of a wife.
Yep.
But that's the thing that did my ego. Because I never drank, I never smoked, I've never even vaped. Because my ego was like, everyone else is doing
California to Florida, never vaped is pretty impressive.
Dude, I was at California parties and people were like, come on, Braden, take a shot with us. All these high school cheerleaders, and I'm, 15, 16, 17, and I'm going, this is tempting because lust, but it wasn't enough to make me take a shot. But they kept focusing on me, so I loved the attention. It fed me. So I became the guy who didn't drink.
Jeez, okay, I see you.
Because becoming the guy that doesn't drink makes me the center of attention.
Exactly.
And so, but that wasn't the case with the other, the other vice.
And so what was that process?
It was birthdays where I was breaking down every birthday saying, God, why are you letting me go through this? I don't deserve this. Obviously as if I could choose what my trials are.
Of course.
Like, God, you're doing it wrong. And like I said, I saw that sermon where it was basically, you're too much of a man to let this control you. And that flipped my ego.
Wait, say that again.
You're too much of a man to let pornography control you.
Okay.
You're better than that. Same reason I didn't drink. Same reason I didn't smoke.
I like that wording a lot.
Too much of a man to fall victim to those vices.
That's so much porn, like anti-porn conversation is like, why would you let it degrade? That's very much like, dude, don't be a bitch.
Yes.
Like,
and that's how guys are.
But it's honest. It's not trying to be disrespectful to the man. It's saying, dude,
exactly.
No, you're better. You're better than this. Why aren't you living up to your potential?
And
dude,
so that's
freaking awesome. I love that.
That's what clicked for me. And then that was the day, because every other time I say never is the devil's favorite word. Because he hears, oh, I'll never do this, and he takes it as a challenge.
Never is the devil's favorite word. Okay, I like that too.
God, I'll never do this again. I'll never do that. I'll never smoke. I'll never drink. I'll never have premarital sex.
He's like, how bad? Yeah.
And the devil goes, sure you won't.
You're calling him out. You're like, oh, try me. Test me.
Well, lust is the only thing in the Bible that we're told to run from. Everything else, we can fight.
Yep.
Lust, flee.
No, get out.
2 Timothy 2:22, flee from youthful lusts.
Absolutely.
Right? And so when I would go, God, I'm never going to watch porn again, the devil was like, never as in until Monday.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? Because
until 3 o'clock.
That thought coming into your mind, and you entertain it just enough, and that door is open. It's like a ball rolling down a hill. It starts, and then you hit the slope, and.
Do you know why that does that, brain chemically wise? So I'm gonna here for why that temptation works like that.
No, tell me. Break it down.
Okay, you're gonna love this. So I used to study psychology, and I'm really big into like dopamine and stuff.
Yep,
dopamine.
I wrote about it in my book. I go through the whole chemistry.
So have you read Dopamine?
I have not.
Okay, I'll get you a copy. It's fantastic. The idea is that temptation only works because what ends up happening is when your brain thinks of the thing that will give you dopamine, it puts off a little bit of dopamine to entice you to do that thing and get more dopamine. And so that's literally how temptation is able to catch you, because temptation says, hey, you want this little thing, don't you? And then it just puts a little bit of dopamine to your brain, goes, I do, I desire it, I want it so badly. And that's why porn is so addicting, because it's so easy to slip into it.
Yeah.
And then the amount of dopamine that pops in is absurd. And so it's the easiest thing for the devil to use for men, and for women, just because it's so addicting to your brain that your brain becomes faster than cocaine, faster than drugs, alcohol, anything. Yeah. Because it's brain chemically attached. Temptation is literally just brain chemicals. Yep. It's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. You want to do one more set here?
Yeah, I'll do one more.
Do you want to drop weight and go for more reps? Because I'm done here. We can go to 25 and move on.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me max out on 25s.
Yeah. Don't max out. Don't overdo it.
Well, no, you know what I mean.
We got plenty more. So, the brain chemistry of it is crazy. And that ultimately is what pulled me kind of realizing that, I'm better than this. Tighten up.
Nope, thank you.
There you go. Better. Exhale on the way up. And out.
Oh, yeah.
And breathe. Much better. Go one more. Beautiful.
Oh, feels good.
So.
I love that.
Yeah. So the brain chemistry of it all,
Yeah.
absolutely love. I mean, I hate, obviously,
Well, duh.
it, but
It's fascinating.
it is.
And then once you think about it, like, oh, it's not some spiritual thing. It's just physical. It's so much easier to fight.
It's physical until it becomes spiritual.
Exactly. And then you're like, wait, now why is it harder? It's like, because now you have to pray.
So exactly, which is why that day on my 20th birthday, just over almost 4 years ago now, I told God, I was like, look, I'm done, but I clearly can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
I need you to take it.
Amen.
And then, like, it was never there.
Just gone.
Gone.
Never, like, you haven't felt it at all.
Nope.
Really?
There will be times where I will get reminiscent of
course.
things that happened in the past. And I talked about it with my priest, Father Zachary Akers, shout out FSSP.
Well, okay, fair enough.
And we talked about it, and he said, you know, what it is a mortal sin to indulge in that lust. And so the second I
That's
start
literally
getting
the
those
10th commandment.
thoughts,
Yep, or ninth.
Hail Mary.
Really?
Oh, they don't like Mary at all.
Hold
I mean,
on.
obviously, one of the biggest things the devil ever did was convince the world that Mary was not someone to be looked to or revered.
Because she's the one who stomps on the head.
Well, she's the one who
Yeah.
stomps on the head. I tell people, I'm like, look, the devil hates Mary more than anything because he hates humanity. How much more so would he hate the perfect creation of humanity?
Is that almost also like the idea of like angels are jealous of us because we can receive the Eucharist? It's almost that reversion of it because since Satan has already said, I know to God, now he hates even more because he's saying, how dare you even be lifted up even more than that?
Yep, because we
That's
say
crazy.
yes to God. We get the ability to say yes because we have free will. That's why I can't remember the priest, but he said if I ever got the chance to meet an angel and a priest, I would kneel for the priest first and then the angel.
Because they have free will. Yeah, the angel is only made to serve God. We have a choice whether or not to.
Yeah.
Man,
No,
crazy.
I love it. And I will say, I was talking about the rosary with Micah and Cameron.
Yeah.
He actually gave me one of his rosaries.
Really?
Because I forgot mine on the trip. Which
His are
was
great.
so nice of him, dude.
Yeah.
He wouldn't take it back. I'm like, dude, I feel bad. This is a nice one. Like, I can't do
Shout
that.
out Cameron Riker. We love the
Shout
guy.
out Cameron
Huge
Riker.
fan.
Yeah.
I want to collab with him so badly now.
I know, right?
Is this just a classic pull or
We are doing
just
a
rows?
bench grip row. So this is a little bit
Bench
too wide.
grip row.
Oh, we're gonna go with this medium width.
Oh, just.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Bench grip as in your hands are the same width they were on the bench press. Pretty
Understood.
Much.
So
But
I used to
don't like
do
this
rows
far.
for cardio, and then my brother just got me into jump rope about like 6 months ago. I was like, I should try it. And he's like, I mean, go for it. That's the ultimate cardio, man.
Cardio?
For jump rope?
Jump rope? Yeah.
Insane.
Well, let me throw in one more.
Okay.
Dancing.
Oh yeah, I used to do ballroom dancing in high school.
Actually?
Yeah, so did my wife. She taught dance for a while.
Well, if you guys want to and she's feeling up to it, we're going
I
dancing
saw.
tonight. I got all into the whole Mariology,
Yeah.
Mary theology, whatever it is.
Mariology, yeah.
I will say,
That's one of my favorite special interests.
I know.
I love it so much.
Dude, I know. I was telling him, you, Cameron Riker, Iron Inquisitor, Voice of Reason, were people that I started watching when I was getting into
Really?
theology.
Wait, so
Yes.
this was so, I only started doing like short form regularly in like September.
Yeah, so I was looking into it last year.
Okay.
And it wasn't until August when I started taking it really seriously.
Really? So this is all new for you.
Yes.
Wow.
So it is new. And I told my priest that for my confirmation, and we reached out to my local parish.
Yeah.
Because I do online RCIA catechism classes because I'm traveling
Makes sense.
so much.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Physically can't be there, unfortunately. But supposedly this Easter Vigil, they said yes. They just need a signed letter from him saying
Of
we're
course.
doing the stuff.
No,
But
understandable.
he's quizzing me on it. He's like, seems like you already know all this stuff. And I'm like, let's go.
I had someone DM me the other day who, same thing, Iron Inquisitor, Cameron Riker, Voice of Reason, me, not throwing myself in with the greats, but he DMs me and goes, hey man, I just went to a parish. I know it's only like 4 or 5 months before Easter, but I was like, hey man, do I have to start next fall for RCA? Can I start now? And so the priest just quizzed him and was like, dude, you're good to go, hop right in.
Yeah.
It's like, that's crazy.
No, and I love
We
it.
are
And
literally doing RCIA for people.
there are younger priests now who are in favor of it.
Absolutely.
Because the parish closest to my house that I don't consider my home parish because I don't enjoy going there, they were like, yeah, you'll have to join next August.
Yes, and you're like,
And this is while I was still doing my RCIA with the other priest. But I called the parish that I actually go to every Sunday that
Yeah.
I'm home, and they're fantastic.
they're like, we don't care.
They're like, no, if you're here,
Well, it's the point of
welcome home.
RCIA is you are meant to understand what you are about to receive. And if you understand it, you can receive it.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you go through the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't realize it was that new for you, man.
Yeah.
That's so good. Welcome home,
I
brother.
know.
That's amazing.
Dude, it is amazing. I love it. And that's why I'm on fire for it. Like, I've already picked St. Justin Martyr as my
I was about to
patron.
say, who's your patron?
St. Justin Martyr.
Respect, brother, respect.
I mean, That dude does what I'm basically trying to do now.
What do you mean?
Apologetics.
Fair enough.
Defense of the church, protecting the bride. Or the mom, I should say.
Ooh, wait, elaborate. The mom?
Well, the church is our spiritual mother.
Okay, yeah.
Like Mary is our spiritual mother. That's why it was, I don't remember who it was with Matt Fradd. It was maybe Scott Hahn or one of those philosopher guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were talking and they said the church, as the bride of Christ, is our spiritual mother.
Yeah, true.
Right? And so people get mad and they go, oh, well, I don't like when this priest said this or this priest did this and this priest, whatever, the Pope said this. And I'm going, it doesn't matter. Like, if a person is enough to make you leave the church, you were never part of it to begin with.
No.
If the church is your spiritual mom and you leave because a bad person in it does something, that's like you're walking with your mom and she gets mugged and you run away.
That's a really good analogy.
It's like if someone comes to take your mom's purse and you're like, oh no, I don't like that, so
I don't want to
leave.
associate with my mother.
Yeah, like your mom didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, moms sometimes do things.
Exactly.
But also the church is the perfect
Well, that's
mother.
the defense of papal
Facts.
authority.
Yep.
I said, look, the Pope can say and do wrong things.
Yeah, all the time.
Like humans.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Not have a Pope? My dad says and does wrong things every once in a while. Am I not
Oh, I
going to
not
have
have
a
a
dad?
Jeez, that's a great analogy. I love that.
Yeah.
I love talking to people who are like brand new in the faith because they see it through such a clear lens.
You get a different perspective.
You get this so new perspective because I've been Catholic my entire life. Like womb to tomb, memorized Baltimore Catechism as a kid, homeschooled.
Yep.
So like very Catholic, a little too Catholic. A little bit, I had an incel phase as we all did. But like, when I know all the language and all of the stuff, but when you start to hear it from this new perspective of like, yeah, church is mom, you don't leave because dad is weird.
Well, dad is Jesus. Jesus isn't weird.
Well, but
That's
some
what I was
people
saying
don't like Jesus.
I know.
Even if they're Christians, they say, I just want the Jesus that I like, not Jesus who is.
I want the exactly. That's the same thing with the Eucharist, right? Either Jesus is lying.
Yep.
And you're right.
Yep.
Or you're wrong and Jesus is telling the truth.
Gee,
who possibly?
Who could it be?
Exactly.
That's, but the problem is I feel, for me, I think it all comes back to identity. Like, I have this whole thing about shame theory of like, we want to see ourselves for how we actually want to be. And as such, we want God to fill the parts of us that we don't like, but not to change the parts of us that we do like.
Yeah.
And so that's why it all comes full circle like that.
Yeah, it's this idea of, well, God, I'll give you this, but I already got this figured out. Don't even worry about it. It's like when people get into a relationship, but they don't ask the prayer.
Yep.
And they're like, well, it's a good relationship. You know, she loves the Lord or whatever. It's like, she may love the Lord. That doesn't mean she's right for you.
Yep.
There was a video, it's like, you think she's the one, bro? Say the prayer.
Yep.
And I looked in the comments, I was like, what exactly is the prayer? Because I hadn't done it before.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, if this is the woman for me, make it known, like give me a sign.
Amen.
And if it's not, take it away.
That's the only two prayers I pray anymore. The only thing I say in prayer is, God, if it's your will, let me see it.
Yeah.
And if it's not, let me not. And if it is, give me the strength to choose it. That's all I need to pray.
That's pretty much
all
it.
I ever need to pray.
Like I say, Lord, my flesh is weak and will betray you.
Amen.
Prevent me from doing that.
Amen. Amen.
Like,
Just give me strength.
Take the free will. I don't need it. Like, it's all you. I'm good, you know?
Yeah. Is that easy?
I can put it to the side. It's not.
It's not.
Unfortunately.
But it's also, that's why not to like be like weird, but it is very similar to me to lifting. It's like, you do the form and you pull. That's it. But it's hard. It's still really different. Don't die. No suffocation, Braden. We already talked about this.
You would have thought the barbell would have been the thing that did me in.
Are you dying? Okay, good. Simple death. Got it.
Tube. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the leaning back is way better.
Yes. Which is why I love, sort of, like you said, people who are new to the faith, they have that perspective, they have that fire, and then you just have to keep stoking the fire, because there were so many times in my life when I was a kid, I would just get so excited about God, and then a week later I was burnt out.
Yep.
And so, that's why, I'll say, funniest thing, the hardest part about being Catholic for me, right now in this moment, is giving up meat for Lent on Fridays.
Oh yeah.
Genuinely. Like, I didn't know that was a thing when I first started getting into Catholicism. Yeah. And now that I'm here, I'm like, well, I can't back out. Like, I know it's true already, so I'm stuck. You know, like, I'm just like, dang it, I love my steak.
But also,
but this is kind of important.
Yep. But that's the cool thing is, again, it's like, you don't want to do it, but it's going to challenge you. That's the whole church. Hey, you're going to hate this, but it's going to change you.
You'll get better.
Yep. Every time.
No, without a doubt. And so that growth that I've experienced through it has been second to none. You know, nothing else can parallel it.
Even just learning.
Yes.
Wow.
I'll tell you, I'm ecstatic for my first confession, which I'm also terrified for.
You're going to cry. You're going to cry.
I hope not. I don't cry very often.
Bro, I'm not a woo-woo Catholic.
Yeah.
I'm not like a spirituality, spirit of fire, speaking in tongues sort of a guy at all, by any stretch of the imagination. But when you go to confession and you hear those words from the priest, the second that he starts the God the Father sent his son, you feel the whole world's quiet. And when he says, I absolve you your sin, you literally feel whoosh. I'm not kidding.
See, I'm terrified and excited for it.
Dude, I'm so excited for you.
I'll tell you, there have been things that I have repented of that I don't know if they're forgiven or not. Like, as much as I want to say God's forgiven me, I have no 100% verification. Through confession, I do.
That's one of my, I don't understand. I literally posted a video about this today, like as I was waiting for you to come in. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. The sacrament allows you to know for a fact
that you're
forgiven. Who cares if you did it in your bed? Yeah. You hearing those words, the grace you receive from that is real. Yeah. And then you're gonna receive communion, you're gonna lose it.
I know, communion, no, dude, I'm wholeheartedly unworthy. I will be taking communion kneeling on the tongue. Good. I can't see this ever. No. I just can't. I'm talking to a girl who does this, and I'm like, you know what? You're Catholic, so it's
There's nothing
close
wrong
enough.
with it. Nothing wrong with it. The church hasn't said you can't do it. But no. Yeah, no, I don't do it because I don't receive the hand because I am clumsy and I know I will drop Jesus.
See, I'm not even worried about that. It's more so, I can't be worthy of it. I sit there when I watch the consecration of the host. Yeah. And I'm looking at it like, holy cow. The whole thing. I don't even remember the homily. I don't even remember anything else that happened.
You're just staring at it and you're like, whoa.
You're like, this is Calvary. Like, it's Scott Hahn's book, The Lamb's Supper.
Love that book. Love that book.
Transported into heaven, part of the divine liturgy, and I'm worshiping with the angels right now.
What's your favorite part of the mass?
The consecration.
As a new, well, what's like the line? Oh wait, I need to lower this.
Sorry,
I was starting to pull.
This is our last set.
It started to pull me back.
My favorite
What's that line where you hear and you're like, whoa, every time?
I will cry at, I'm unworthy that you should enter into my house.
But only say the word and my soul shall be healed. That one, and when he lifts it up and he says, behold the Lamb of God, right before that, behold him who takes the word.
Chills right now.
It's so good.
That is where I get the Holy Spirit that just smacks me.
That line and the Lord, send your spirit down upon them like the dewfall, so that from the rising of the sun to its setting, a perfect sacrifice may be offered to your name. Yeah. That's the other one that gets me. It's like, oh, the poetry. Oh. Yeah. No, God is here. That's just it. And the thing is, I'll feel the Holy Spirit, and then sometimes I don't. But I know it's there no matter what. And that was the problem that I had with my entire Protestant life, was I was chasing that feeling. Where do I feel God? Even though God can be there the entire time and not make himself fully known to you, because he doesn't need to. It's not his job to reveal everything to us. And so that's the problem that I see with all of my Protestant, people that I'm around, is they all rely on this feeling. Absolutely. Well, I felt this from God. It was like, great, but what are the things that you haven't felt that are even more important that you don't realize are there? Yes, exactly. That was a problem we have in the Catholic Church too, because for a lot of teenagers, their first real Jesus moment is at a youth conference with adoration, praise and worship, and they're crying, they're kneeling, it's a spiritual experience for them. And then they go back home, and 2 weeks later, they're back into everything else. And it's not the same. And so then they go every summer for that retreat high, and it becomes a issue. By the way. All right. But, okay, what's next? You want to talk about anime? Yeah. We're just repping out a couple sets here of 8. Cool, works for me. I don't even think I can do it without weights, honestly. Again, I'm weak. I'm a beginner. Hey, man. I have the little definition, but I'm letting God fill in the rest. Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. Well, I'm not trying to overdo it on my elbows because I have bad joints, and so dips kill me. That's gonna be too much. But anime, yeah, so. Yeah. So you just got into it, like recently. I watched Hunter x Hunter, not Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titan. That is my wife's favorite anime. Like 4 years ago when I started powerlifting with my little brother, the deal was I work out with him, or he joins me in the gym, and then we watch an anime together. So we did that, and then there was nothing until this past year where Micah and my other buddy recommended Hunter x Hunter, My Hero Academia. Don't watch MHA. My Hero? Yeah, don't watch My Hero. Well, don't watch My Hero. I meant to. I disagree. No. No, MHA's lame. I meant to, but I switched to Hunter x Hunter instead. Okay, fair. And I loved it. Attack on Titan is the best, Matt. See, I liked it. I like JJK and Kaiju number 8. JJK the anime is fantastic. Yeah. JJK the manga, never read it. The worst part about it is the writer. I don't read, I'm illiterate. You're illiterate? Okay, yeah, I forgot you're an actor too. An actor, a gym rat? Yeah, no, you're crazy. I'm kidding, as I'm repping my studio hat,
No, I know. Dude, I'm seeing you set the cameras up. I'm like, filming a movie with you would be so fun.
Dude, it's awesome. Well, I'm the guy who pays paychecks, so you would love me.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, dude, the movie that I did, I feel fine.
Yeah, what was that? So how'd you get into acting then?
Because of my family. I grew up on sets, so I just wanted to do it. It's my favorite thing ever. And at 11 years old, I told my dad I want to be an actor, and he's like, no, you don't. And I finally convinced him. So he signed me up for acting classes, and 3 years later, I booked my first movie, turned
Nice.
15 on set.
Wow.
And then I did movies ever since. The most recent one, I Feel Fine. Shout out to Austin and Haley, who were the director. They were a husband and wife team out in Tampa, Florida.
Love it.
Director, writer as well. Great. Super low budget. We made, I think,
What was budget? Can you tell? Or
thousands of dollars.
wow, nice.
Like it was very, very low.
Nice.
Pay was like 100, 150 a day or whatever.
Yep. That's about what we did. Our whole set was 108.
Yeah.
Full, not canned, full. Everything.
So we calculated, we're doing lat pull downs.
Where's that?
Just over here.
All right, cool.
We calculated our hourly rate based on hours worked. It's like $5 an hour.
Yeah, no, just about.
But
it's
it ended up-
minimum SAG rate.
But it ended up being my favorite movie that I've ever filmed so far.
Why?
It's just a really, Austin and Haley are very talented. Austin he's a a film nut, obviously.
Okay, as all indie people kind of have to be.
Exactly. But he's very good. And so he's great with his lighting and his shots and his sound quality, and then his editing is also on
Is he a
point.
technical director or an actor director? Or a little both?
Haley's the actor director and he's
Nice.
technical.
Oh, so they both
So
they're
bounced-
co-directing. Oh.
So they worked well together.
Oh, I love that.
Haley, no, you know what? Austin, switch that. Haley was very technical.
Okay.
Austin was the actor director.
Genius. I love that.
It was awful. I say that jokingly. But there was a night that we filmed in a cemetery until 4 a.m.
Jeez, man.
And we all the guys had to take a pee, and so we all went and stood around a bush together. And I won't say who did it, but one of the guys accidentally ended up going right on a stone.
Yeah. Oh no.
But it wasn't a Catholic cemetery, so it's
Oh
okay.
no, yeah, no, it's fine. They're not saved anyways. I'm gonna have to cut that out so badly.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut that out. Yeah, honestly, this feature we just shot was my first one. I had never done anything with film before, and then my wife wanted to start doing film, but she was like, "But Hollywood sucks," and I'm like, "Yeah, we could probably do it by ourselves," being an ignorant person. And I was like, "How hard can it be?" And he's like, "It's honestly probably pretty hard since no one's just like doing indie films and making money." I'm like,
Yeah,
"No,
literally.
but I think if with modern marketing, we could probably make back our money if we do it low
No.
enough." And then we do, and we are. Like, it's kind of hilarious
Yeah.
that it worked. It shouldn't have worked.
No, it's good though.
So she's a writer. And,
80 charms.
we're doing. Gotcha.
Well, you could sit. I just have really long arms, so I have to kneel. So you can sit on the thing.
You do have long arms.
I have a 6'8" wingspan.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I should have been scoliosis. I should have been 6'7",
Oh,
6'8".
yep.
So
See,
my
I
wingspan's long.
had the opposite. I had a hyperlexivity. So like, I used to be able to take my arm and like scratch my ear with my hand behind my back.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't
I don't
either.
like that at all.
And then my shoulder started popping out when I did football, and it was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do more than that. No,
Yeah,
I love film. Now that I'm in it, I'm right there with you. Like, it is addicting.
It's a blast. I love it. And so if God opens a door for me to do more of it, I'll do it. you
Amen.
know? Otherwise, I'll run for president and then turn America into a monarchy.
There it is, Catholic monarchy.
Yes.
I love how we all joke about that, but we're
No,
also like, we're not
I've been
joking.
dead serious for the past year. I was like, you know what, this democracy thing, a lot of y'all don't deserve the right. Like, you're really dumb.
Dude, you were probably genuinely, since I just came back into doing content recently, I think you were the first person who followed me where I was like, whoa, I got somebody like legit following me. Because I looked, I'm like, that last name, and I looked and it's like, oh my gosh, this guy at least is somebody. Like, it's not, you know, I love every person who follows me.
True.
Or like, Pope Piccolo, do you follow him?
Yeah.
I went to go,
Piccolo's
I saw one of the videos, went to go follow, and it said follow back.
yeah.
I lost my mind. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. That and seeing JP2 in person, that was cool
Who?
too. Pope John Paul II?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it was great. He was awesome.
Oosh.
So is that now your focus? You're coming into the church, you're working out, you're acting, you're kind of like God's will, your plan, moving with that thing.
Yeah.
But now you've written one book, or two books now.
2.
Congrats, bro. That's
Thank you.
huge. Are they both on masculinity or?
No, one's a political dictionary.
Gotcha.
It's just very sarcastic.
Of course it is.
You know
Of course it is. Well, now I do. So okay, let me ask you the big question. Do you think culture is downstream from politics or politics downstream from culture?
Culture determines the politics.
Cool. I agree.
Because everything flows downstream from that. Hollywood controls everything.
Yep.
And when I say Hollywood, I also include music and porn.
Yes.
Because both of those have massive influence. Music is one of the only things that needs no permission to get to the deepest parts of your soul.
Nope.
That's why we love sad songs.
I saw your thing about that, and that made me rethink a lot of things the other day.
Oh, in the interview I did?
Yes. I saw that one
Chloe.
clip, and I was like, I don't agree. And then I went, wait, actually, he may have a point. Crap.
Yeah. That's why I'm very
Call
careful
me out,
about the
bro.
music that I consume. Well, no, in the gym, I'm all hard rock.
Hard rock. Okay, I respect it.
Punk rock.
Wait, like dad rock or?
No, punk rock alternative. Dad rock to warm up. Creed, Nickelback, that's my warm-up music. But then I'm Bring Me the Horizon, Ice Nine Kills, Wage War.
Okay.
Like those kind of punk rock alternative bands. Was it Eden? No, Sleep Token.
Sleep Token. Yeah.
That music is my lifting music. I never got into rap.
Really?
I tried for like 6 months to a year, and I was just couldn't work for me.
My go-to music, because I played football in high school.
Yep.
Because I was the size I am now, just like 130 pounds. So I was a great D tackle because I was a quick little boy.
Yeah.
The music for my warm-up was Skillet.
Skillet's fire.
Skillet's
My boys
what's
and
the
I-
album with the mummy covering?
I forget the
Not
name.
sick of it. Oh my gosh, Monster.
Yes.
That album is like, I know every song by heart.
So good.
So good.
Okay, so
Yes,
we're
what's
supersetting now.
'Kay.
Tricep extension plus this. So elbows in, and then as you come up, hands rotate out.
Oh,
Like
so
that.
like,
Yep.
oh, that is weird. Oh, that's really weird.
Yep. So keep this part in, like that.
Oh,
down,
yep.
And you want to feel there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel there, Braden. I feel there, brother. Ooh, hello.
6, 7, one more. 8. Great. Now pull downs.
There has to be a nice way to get down from that.
Hold on. I forgot to switch.
Wide stance
What do you
open. Oh, 25s.
What? This?
25, yeah.
Okay.
If I need to go 40s, I will. Well, actually, nope, 40s.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
wait.
too weak.
You were doing 25 on single arm.
Singles, yep.
Yeah.
Close grip, wide grip, whatever.
I go medium. I like to put
Copy.
my hands here, but that's
Yep,
because I have
yep.
a long grip. So you can go
Fair
closer if that's more
Oh, that's
comfortable.
also too weak.
Yeah.
Man, I'm stronger than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a big favor of changing the culture through media.
Respect. I love that.
And I feel that I can do that at the same time as actually rewriting laws. The problem with men in politics is too many of them lack balls.
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is, like I said on the round table,
Yep.
if you don't have testosterone, if you are not willing to defend your point, then you're not willing to make a point worth defending. In which case, you're easily influenced by the cultural status quo. The
I don't
problem
like
is
cult
a
of personality, regardless of who it is. Cult of personality is weird and has no place in politics.
Exactly,
Or
but that's-
culture, or that's...
That's the problem.
Yep.
Which is what I aim to fix. And
That's-
we won't
okay.
fix it unless we take the proper steps.
When you get more... Well, I don't know how, like, into the church, like, politicking you are yet, like the internal church.
Not big yet
influences
because I
yet?
travel too much.
Fair enough. The thing you're gonna find is, and this is so in the weeds Catholic stuff, but there is massive cult of personalities in the Catholic Church. There are certain priests and certain people who are basically can do no wrong. They're basically Jesus to a lot of people.
See,
And that is a huge problem because
a red
then
flag.
it's just you like this guy instead of wanting the church in its fullness, you like how this guy says. And then what I was saying at the round table last night, then you say, but this guy said this, oh, but this person said you shouldn't, listen to this music, or this person said that anime is satanic, and not Matt Walsh, obviously, but he watched the wrong anime. Apparently he watched One Punch Man. That's not the right anime for Matt Walsh. He's watched Death Note. Obviously, Matt, come on, man. But that's the, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
no, but I can't.
He should watch Attack on Titan. He should watch Psychopaths. Like, he should watch something that's theologically stuff, not one man punches things because he worked out a bunch. Like,
Yeah.
very different stuff. So, yeah, that's the problem is then you start to just have we have these kind of Catholics and then these kind of Catholics. Like, no, we all need
That's
to
the
be
problem
united.
with the Orthodox Church is, are you Greek?
100%.
Are you Russian?
Yep. And then which patriarch are you
Oriental?
following?
Which patriarch
Yep,
you have?
yep.
That's same problem with Protestants.
Were you considering Orthodox?
That was my first go.
Really? And so what was the pull for you? Was it papacy?
Filioque and papacy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I love how
Well,
you're
it
just
wasn't
like,
on
I
St.
love my
Peter's-
mom. Like, that's your whole thing, dude.
It wasn't on St. Peter's Basilica. Okay, great. These are called logical conclusions that are drawn over time.
Yep.
That's just how it works. The original church fathers didn't come out flat right and say Mary was free from all sin for her entire life. It came 100 years after when they read the church fathers going, a special
Yep.
preservation
Yep.
took place. And they went, oh, that meant free
That
from
meant-
sin. And that's what the Greek is like. It's a logical conclusion.
And like, even if you read Aquinas didn't think that Mary was without sin from the moment of her conception. But that's because he had a different understanding of when the soul entered the body. And so it's like, even then, you still have people struggling. And when people try to go anti-Catholic, like, but this saint said this thing. I had a guy the other day saying, I was explaining like Marian veneration. And he was like, but okay, then read Alphonsus Liguori. Tell me that's not worship. I'm like, he has no magisterial authority. He's a dude.
That's it.
He's also incredibly poetic. Like, all of his stuff is like, I'm head in the clouds. He's a hippie. Yeah. Borderline.
But
like, no, I love him. Huge fan.
I had a friend who quoted Origen or something with something that he said.
Origen was a little heretic sometimes.
And he's like, what about this? And I said, okay, what did Origen say by the time he died? Did he agree with the church or did he heresize himself and become anathema? In December, when I officially decided to become Catholic, I had my first encounter with a demon in a night terror.
Bro, night terrors are like actual spiritual warfare.
Yes. Showed up. I was fully awake. I didn't know it was a dream. And in my dream, I go to sleep again. I wake up. I sit up and I look through the hallway to the bathroom. And in the mirror is my reflection in the shadow. I go to lie back down and the reflection doesn't lie down with me. The eyes start glowing white. I immediately woke up, head down on the pillow. Hail Mary, Our Father, glory be, just repetition.
Bro.
Again and again. And I'll tell you, I had this feeling like a claw was on my shoulder, like it was breathing down my
100%.
neck. And after the third Hail Mary,
done.
Holy Spirit came.
The amount of times I've said a St. Michael prayer.
St. Michael the Archangel. I haven't memorized it. I'm getting there.
Dude, get there.
Process.
That is a power prayer.
Yeah.
Everyone like, okay, unpopular opinion.
For an extra archangel to watch over me. Like, hey, God, can you
Marian
say another,
prayers
please?
are great. I love Marian prayers. Big fan of Mama Mary.
Yeah.
However, the St. Michael prayer also has power and people forget it. So great.
It does. The church that I go to doesn't do it at the end of Mass, though.
I just kneel down and do it if they don't. Yeah. You don't have to. It's request. That's the other thing in the church. There's so many things where it's like, you should do this. And everyone's like, that means you have to. It's no, you don't.
No. Exactly. Like, you don't have to do the blood and the host.
I'm glad the church is, unpopular opinion, I'm glad the church has stopped doing wine. Because beforehand, it would take twice as long.
See, my church offers it, but it's not like everyone does it.
Yeah.
A couple people do it. But you don't need both.
No.
You receive enough sufficient grace through one.
It's crazy that you're like 6 months into like heavy theology and you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm at like bachelor degree understanding level. Like that's the level that the church is at now with lay apologetics.
No, dude, that's the level that the online community is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like, people are, and the thing is, I purposefully put myself in situations to have discussions to test my knowledge.
So you're coming into the church in a few months. Last question, man. Like, what is the thing where you're like, you know what? This is going to be the thing that I think is going to change me.
Eucharist.
It's Eucharist?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm so, like nothing else.
If you said anything else, I was about to punch you.
A bunch of other things.
Of course.
Are changing. But wholeheartedly, actually receiving communion.
Bro. Actually, you know what I think is going to be a bigger deal than you think? Confirmation. I don't know how it is when you receive all 3 sacraments at once, but when I received confirmation, I felt the grace. I didn't want to get confirmed.
So I don't have that sacrament.
Confirmation? You still have to do confirmation.
I know, but I've already been baptized.
Oh yeah,
so I would have confirmation with the oil.
Yep.
And then communion.
Yep.
So just 2, because I'm not baptized.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
I got baptized as a baby.
Nice.
Which I didn't know until last week.
Wow.
And last year, I got baptized in the Jordan River.
Really? Dude, that's so cool.
Apparently both times in the Trinity, in the name of the Trinity.
That's cool.
But my priest told me the second time didn't count because I was baptized as a baby, which I didn't know. I didn't know I was already baptized.
You can only be baptized once. It's entering into it.
I did not know this. I was unaware.
Well, a lot of people think since it's a symbolic thing, you can do it multiple times, but it's like, since it creates an indelible mark in your soul, it's literally impossible to double indelible mark because it's indelible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. It would make no sense.
No.
You just do something bad and get
Well, it
baptized.
just doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Yep. No, if anything, it's more of just a proclamation of change, but it's not necessary.
That's confession.
Yes.
Yeah, go to confession.
Exactly.
Love how hype you are to be Catholic.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
I do have one question you can answer.
Bro, absolutely.
I'm talking to Cameron about this. How do you know that she was the one? What tells you?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. All right, my set.
Honestly, you just know, man. Genuinely, like for me, she was the first girl I dated, and it just worked. But I could tell after 4 days, I knew I could marry her if I wanted to.
Really?
You can just tell. You can just tell. There's no metric. There's nothing. What did Cameron say? Did he say that same thing?
No.
What did he say?
His was, you can discern with values.
Oh, 100%.
Because when you marry someone, you're choosing to not be with anyone else.
Yes, I agree. I agree. You should go through the process, but in terms of like internal vibe, you just know. Like you can tell this is someone who's okay. Now I'm gonna go through the process.
Okay.
But my wife and I are also a really weird case, so it's like
Fair, because I've
So
heard
different.
when you know, and then I've heard other people who are like, no,
You should
I
still, even
didn't
if you know, go through the process.
Yes,
100%.
but I've heard other people who are like, I didn't know right away. Like, I liked the person, I wanted to be around them, but it wasn't until X happened that I was like, I can't live without this person.
Absolutely.
You know? Where I think you can find someone and be excited about them and be like, you know what, I like this person. I want to get to know them more. I continue. They check all the boxes for values. You're attracted to them.
Did you see my video on that the other day?
The 5
Yeah. That's the process, man. That's what we learned through marriage prep. It's incredible.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I wanted to hit more on that in the discussion, but we just kept moving.
Well, let's do another one of these too.
Yeah.
We'll have to do more like lay-in-person collab things. Bro, thanks for the workout, brother.
Thank you for coming.
Hell yeah, dude.
Having me.
Absolutely.